Welcome back to Jackson Square. Today we're going to be looking at TEK 6.12a, which says represent numerical data graphically including dot plots, stem and leaf plots, histograms, and box plots. We're also going to be looking at 6.13a, which says interpret numerical data summarized in dot plots, stem and leaf plots, histograms, and box plots. So, what's a histogram? I'm so glad you asked. Histograms show a range of information and data for a single category, but different bars. When setting up the bar graph, equal intervals go along the bottom of the x-axis, while the frequency, or the number of times, is labeled along the y-axis. So below we have some pictures of histograms, and a histogram looks like a bar graph except the bars are next to each other. They're next to each other. There are no spaces unless there's some data missing. So make sure you look, the frequency, the number of times it occurs is always on your Y, and then on your X, you want to make sure that you have equal intervals. So if I'm going to have from 0 to 10, that's going to be my interval, 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, or if I'm going to have intervals of 5 or intervals of 2, they're going to be equal all the way along, okay? And again, just look at how they are next to each other. They are close. So they look similar to a bar graph, but it's not a bar graph. Next, we're going to look at how to find the frequency from a data set and create your histogram. So we're going to go back and forth. I'm going to do a little bit on paper, and then I'm going to do a little bit on the computer. So let's go practice. So I'm going to take this data set. The list below shows the ages of people at an amusement park. Use the list to complete the table. Then use the shape tool to create a histogram of data. Okay, so I have my list. I'm going to start doing my frequency. So 34 would go here, 52 would go here, 5 here, 6 here, 64, 7, 61. So I'm just crossing off my data and putting them in the frequency table of the range they fall in. 11 here, 70 here, 16 here, 32 will go here, 20 will fall here, 23, 57, 83, 89, 2, and 8. So I've eliminated all my data and I've put it in the frequency table, and you can see we have ranges for the ages of 0 to 19, 20 to 39, 40 to 59, 60 to 79, 80 to 99. And as you look at the histogram here, you will see we have those same ranges, right? So now we're going to jump back to the notebook to put these where they go. So the tallest should be 7. So I believe this is probably 7. Oop, nope, it's way over 7. Let's try the next one. Is this 7? Nope, that's over 7. Jeez, which one is 7? That's 7. And then we have 4 for the second one. Not 4. Okay, so I'm going to make this 4. And then we have 2. And then we have 3. That's about 3. And then we have another 2. So I'm just going to copy this one and paste it there. And so let's slide over. And this is what my histogram looks like. These should be more touching, so it's kind of hard to make them touch because the ranges aren't right next to each other. But you know what I can do? I can make the bars wider. Duh. If they'll work with me. They're not working with a sister. Okay. Oh, there. I got it. So I can make the bars wider and then they will touch. Yay. Okay. So I kind of cheated. It's not balanced, but you guys get the idea, okay? On how to create a histogram. So the idea is to take the data set, get the frequency, and from the frequency, you can create the levels in those ranges for the histogram. So on the next slide, we have some questions. And again, we're going to show the ages of performers in a youth concert. So again, on the x-axis, we have the ages, which are in equal intervals. On the y, we have the number of performers, which is the frequency. Based on the data in the histogram, which statement is not true? Read carefully. The correct answer is a statement that is not true, okay? So 3 of them are going to be true, and we're looking for the one that is false. I went and colored these in because they're a little bit hard to see because it's white on white. A little tip that I would like to give you guys, if you are able to write on your histogram or either label on the computer if you're looking at a histogram, is to go in and put the frequencies on top of the bars. That'll help, especially when you have to do a lot of adding. So here, this is 10, this is 5, this is 35, this is 20, and this is 15. Okay? So that's going to help us along the way with these problems because we're going to have to do a lot of comparing and adding. So the first one says the more than half of the performers were from 12 to 20 years old. More than half. So the first thing I need to know is how many performers were there. So the first thing I would do for question A is I need to add up 10 plus 5, that's 15, plus 35, it's 50, plus 20, sorry guys, that's 70, plus 15, that's 85. So there are 85 performers. 85, if I divide it by 2, would give me 42.5. So that's the halfway point. More than half of the performers were 12 to 20 years old. So 12 to 20 years old, 12 to 20, that gives me 35 plus 20 plus 15. Which is 70. Is that more than half? More than half of them? Yes, that's true. There were more performers from 15 to 20 years old than 12 to 14. So 15 to 20, you add those up. This is B. That's 30. Sorry, 15 to 20 is 20. 15 to 20. 20 plus 15 is 35. Then 12 to 14. 12 to 14 is 35. There were more performers 15 to 20 than 12 to 35. Then 12 to 14. Those are equal. So that's not right. C says there were 85 total performers in the concert. Well, we know that's true because we added them all up in the beginning. Exactly 15 performers were less than 12 years old. So less than 12, that would be 9 and 11, which is 5, and 5 to 8 or 6 to 8. So we know 10 plus 5 is 15. So that is true. So which one is not true? B is not true because those numbers are equal. They're not more than the other. The ages of people attending a movie premiere are shown in this histogram. On our X, we have the ages in equal intervals. On our Y, we have the number of people. It says which statement is not supported by the data in the histogram. So again, we're looking for the one that's wrong. 3 are right, 1's wrong. And I'm going to go in and we're going to do the same thing we did before. We're going to write the values on top of the bars. So this would be 15. This is 20. This is 10. This is 15. This is 14. This is 12. This one is, looks like it's 15 again. And the last one is 10 again, 10. Okay. So let's look at our questions. Exactly 60 moviegoers were aged 29 or younger. So we're going to start with F. 29 or younger. So younger than 29. So in the range of 25 to 29, you can't tell who's 27 or who's 28 or whatever. So you just start with the histogram bar that's 24 and down. So that would be 10 plus 20 plus 15. Oh, and 29 or younger. Sorry, I explained that wrong. 29 or younger. So we do include this one. My apologies. So we should have 15, 10, 20, and 15. 15 plus 15, I know, is 30. Plus 20 is 50. That is 60. So exactly 60 moviegoers were 29 years or younger. That is correct. There were 39 moviegoers over the age of 34. So over the age of 34, it starts with 35. So for G, I would have 12 plus 15 plus 10. That's 37. There were 37 moviegoers over the age of 34. That is correct. More than half of the moviegoers were younger than 30. So again, for H, I need to know what's the total number of moviegoers. So I'm going to have to add up all the moviegoers to know what half is. So I'm going to start with, I'm just going to go backwards, 10 and 15. Then I add 12. Then I add 14. And sorry, y'all see nothing I'm doing. 10, 15, 12, 14. Then I add 15. Then I add another 10. Then I add 20. Then I add 15. So my total moviegoers is 111. And half of that, more than half, I would have to take half, divide by 2. And what is half of 111? 2 will go into 11 5 times. 5 times 2 is 10. I have 1 left over. 11. So it's like 55.5, I believe, would be my answer. Yes. So that's half. More than half of the moviegoers were younger than 30. So people younger than 30 would be 29, 20. I think we've already added these up, right? Younger than 30 would be 15, 10, 20, and so it would be the same set, which is 60. Is that more than half? Yes, more than half. That's true. There were fewer moviegoers younger than 15 than over 44. So for J, younger than 15 is 15, and over 44 is 10. There were fewer moviegoers that are younger than over, and that is not true. Okay, so there were more people under the age of 15 than over, so that is not true. So we have 3 that are right and 1 that is wrong. The one that is wrong is there were fewer moviegoers that are younger than 15 than moviegoers over 44. This is the one that is not true. Hope this helps. Let's go practice.